Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BCD, or Bears Can't Drift, and it's kind of like an exclamation point and a question mark, so I'm like, how do I say this properly? I'm not sure. So it's like, Bears Can't Drift, something like that. So anyways, here's the game. We're a bear, and guess what? The truth is, bears can drift. See, the game is a question, I answered it. So here's the game, though. It kind of launches you right into it right now. This is an early access game, and it just came out on early access, so it's pretty early on. And right here is where you would normally choose your difficulty if that was implemented. It's not implemented yet, so it doesn't do anything. But there are different paths you can take, and depending on the path you take, I assume it would decide the difficulty level. But like I said right now, that's not implemented. Everything runs at medium difficulty right now. But you can tell by the little faces, like, the happier the bear is, the easier it is. And I got lost. Ow, ow, ow. Here's the way I wanted to go. And then this way is the hardest one. So you get like an angry, beat-up bear face. That face kind of makes me think of like the faces on Super Meat Boy. I screwed that up. I don't know why. They just make me think of it. Anyways, so it's a kart racing game. And right now, there are 4 levels only. So we can go ahead and choose one of the levels. The way you do it is just you drive around this main area and you find the portal you want to go through that has the level you want, and you drive through it. Kind of like Crash Team Racing or the Diddy Kong Racing game on the Nintendo 64. There are 3 modes you can race in, and you hit A to go through them. So you have like time trial, basket one, which I'll talk about later, and then a normal race. So let's just go ahead and do a normal race. And now all the bears I'm racing against are leaning to the left. I'm not leaning to the left though, and I can't. I'm trying to, but it won't let me until the race actually starts. And now I feel like I fit in, but then they all leave me behind and I get all lonely. I'll catch up to them soon. It's not a big concern. Anyways though, the way the game works is there are 4 power-ups you can grab on the tracks. One of them, for example, is this fish. What is the fish? It is a rocket launcher of fish. Kind of strange, isn't it? But it's a rocket launcher of fish, and you can shoot them and hopefully hit your enemies. And there are 4 different power-ups you can get, but you can combine them for a total of like 14 different things you can do. This one is the hedgehog, like Sonic. At least it looks like a Sonic to me, which gives you a shield. And I got 2 of them in a row, so we get 2 shields in a row. And then there are 2 more. One of them is an owl, which we're going to come up to right here. That one just gives you a speed boost, so you can go zooming like that. And then you get 2 in a row and you're gone. And that's the only thing the AI really likes to pick up. I noticed that the AI will always just find the hedgehog. Somehow, some way, they will find that hedgehog and steal it from you. And then there's one more, which is a bee. But I don't know if there is a bee on this map or not, actually. I'm looking around and I don't remember seeing a bee. Oh well. So instead, let's do a combination of 2 things. So we have a hedgehog and a fish. What exactly does that do? Well, I know it shoots more of the fishes than normal, but I'm not exactly sure if they react any differently. They might, but it's hard to tell. I think they like bounce more or something. Oh, by the way, you can blow yourself up with those fish, so yeah, don't be dumb. Be careful. Be safe. You could also get 2 owls of this, 2 of the same thing, and they'll stack up. I don't know if 2 owls actually does anything. It's one of those things that's hard to tell. Because when you have 1 owl, it's a pretty sudden and violent speed burst. With 2 of them, it might be like a medium speed boost that lasts for a long time, I think? That's kind of hard to tell for certain. Like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But don't quote me on that one. And you could also pick up 2 fish, and then you have like a lot more weapons. You know, I'm just trying to get through all the weapons. There's some more I didn't talk about, of course. Like one of them, you can plant mushrooms behind you. That one's kind of neat. But I gotta go to one with the bees, so I could plant a beehive behind me. But there's none here. And the music ended before I was able to finish. And I'm in first place. Gotta loop that music on the next update. That'd be nice. Well, in the first version of the game, there wasn't any music, period. So I'm just like, hey, version 1.1 adds music. Awesome! By the way, you can drift. I haven't really talked about the driving mechanics much. I'll probably go over those ones on the next race I do. A little bit more. So there we go. We win. Let's go to another area. And like I said, there are 4 places to race at. That's one of the 4. And I think there's going to be like a dozen or so when the game comes out fully. But right now with the early access and all that, it just has 4. And I still don't see any bees. Oh well, we'll talk about the way the car handles, or the cart's handled and stuff. So really, even though it's all about the drifting based on the name, you would think you can win the races without drifting at all, where you just kind of you just use grip and go around the corners nice and tightly like this. Or you could drift everywhere like this. It's all up to you. And the way the drifting works is very arcadey. You hit a drift button and then you drift, and you can't spin out or anything like that. You can hold a drift forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. It's that kind of drifting, you know? It's just the way the mechanics are. And right now we have a beehive, so you can see what that does. So I'm going to go plant, and somebody ran into it. Too fast even. Let's try that again. Okay, beehive. And there you go. You have a beehive you can run into, which messes with the people who crash into it. See, like that. Thank you, AI in first place. You actually were a huge help, dude. I love you. I love you, man. And then, of course, you can combine things with the beehive. So I think if I take a fish and a beehive, it like makes nukes come from the air. Tactical nuke, you know? Let's see. I'm in first place, so I don't want to blow myself up. Ah, who cares? I'm going to blow myself up. Tactical nukes of fish. Like that. And like I said, there's 14 different combinations. I don't think every one of them is quite implemented yet. There's a few that I don't think they do anything. So, just take note of that. I think there's like a total of 10 at the moment. Or I just don't realize what they do is always a possibility. But I think I read somewhere that not all of them are implemented. So there's another race we did, and I guess we could do another race at that same place, or we could go somewhere else. I guess let's go somewhere else. So we could do the basket mode, and I'll show you what that is once we get to the place I want to go. And for some reason in basket mode, I always come in last place, I think, or something. I don't know. It's hard to tell what place you're in. So now we have this little triangle on our screen, which tells us which basket has the most points, and that's the one you usually want to get. So we grab it, and then we get that 100 points. And all you got to do is just max out that bar on the bottom of your screen. Once you do that, that's it. You win. And like I said, no matter what I do, I always seem to come in last place. I don't know if like what's up with that or not. And when you get hurt, if you just saw that, you will drop food from the basket. So I thought that was kind of neat. And then other people can go and pick that food up. And one thing about this game, it's kind of hard for me to visually show you, but I can mention quite easily, is it actually has split-screen multiplayer. The issue is I don't have another person to play it with, so I'd just be having like half a screen not doing anything, which would be more boring than anything. So just trust me when I say it does have split-screen multiplayer, which can be played with you and a friend. As far as I know, at the moment, it does not have any sort of online play or anything like that. And if it does get that, I would assume it'd be at a later time, but I don't know if there's been a statement about it having multiplayer or not. Just as of right now, it's just local multiplayer. And for me, I'm like, I don't care, that's fine. Like, I don't play online games anyway, so I'm all good with that. I do notice the AI does have some issues sometimes, though, getting stuck on corners on this mode. Just every now and then you'll notice they aren't moving because they're like busy headbutting something. And there's the last basket I need. There we go, we got a trophy. We win, and I'm somehow driving with no hands on the steering wheel. That's how a bear do it, man. So that's how you would do the basket one. But again, every time I do that, it still says 11th place. Like, I still got 11th or something. I don't know. I think those are just non-functional as of right now. But it does have a thing for when you win the races, it tells you first place. When you have a time trial, it tells you kind of the place you got. Like, if it says 1, 2, 3, 4, you got first place in that one, I think. So we can go ahead and do a time trial real quick so you can see what that one's like. What's the one place I haven't gone yet? It's this one over here. Time trial time! And really, when you're doing time trial, it's all about the shortcuts. Except this one doesn't have that many shortcuts, so I kind of lied. Anyways, when you first start off, just like nice and slow. If you screw up on a lap, one thing I really like is it just has a really fast reset. So let's say you're driving here and then, I don't know, you crash somehow. You just hit A, and then boom, you reset. And you have all the momentum you had previously still with you. As well as the direction, though. So if you're going all the way parallel with the starting line, you're gonna just go boink, like I just did. So that's one thing to watch out for. So let's go ahead and actually do a lap real quickly. And this course was actually a little bit more complicated to figure out which way to go early, like literally yesterday. And then there was an update that made it a lot easier to figure out which way to go, so I really was happy about that. Because the first time I was like going all the wrong way, and then I eventually figured it out. So right there, we got second place in the times. I assume if I keep racing, I can get first. Might as well try one more lap, see if I can do it. And really, hug those corners. And, oh, don't crash like that. And drifting, not necessarily needed. You can go around these corners fast enough without it. Because bears can't drift. Question mark, apostrophe, exclamation point. Anyways, that's first place. And that's kind of what the game has at the moment. You can also go into the logs and get stuck. And you gotta back out. How do you go flying when he's backing out? You could go in any log, but that's kind of pointless. And then there's no end to the time trials unless you end it yourself, so you have to just go and click it like that, and then that's that. And that's pretty much all there is to this game at this point in time. There's not much else I can say about it. You know, very arcadey driving it. It's a kart racer. And you do have control in the air. Like, very minimal. Kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't know what I can say it's kind of like. Then there are some secret areas like this, which I don't know what they do. Like, I'm assuming maybe in the future it'd be like a boss battle or something. I don't know. It just looks like that kind of thing, you know. You'd have a boss in here. You unlock the area. Like, well, you know, honestly, I can't remember Diddy Kong Racing too much, but I remember Crash Team Racing. You would have that kind of thing where you'd have that green monster dude who there was always a myth you could drive his cart around. Oh, goodness. Exoxide is his name? No, that's they sell PC parts. Something like that. I don't remember. But not Exoxide. They sell PC parts. And they used to be good, but I don't know how they've been anyways. I haven't been to their store in like 5 years. I don't even know how I remember that name. I bought some fans from them a long time ago, but I don't know. I was thinking maybe there'd be something neat there. There'll also supposedly in the future be different bears you can choose from, and I'm not sure if those are just color scheme variations or like different designs on the bears. I think it might just be color schemes, but I'm not positive. And yeah, that's Bears Can't Drift. It's a nice looking game. It's running on Unreal 4, by the way, I believe. So, you know, it looks pretty nice and it runs smoothly. No problems here, but I shouldn't have problems with this computer. You know, it's like not many people have a computer more powerful than mine at the moment. So, yeah, it's hard for me to say exactly how well it runs. It's like, I'm hitting 60 frame rate, no problem. And that's all 4 levels. That's all I gotta say. So, till next time, this is WhyBeAre. I'll probably check up on this game a couple of times in its development, I'm thinking, unless I forget. So there might be a video or 2 more for this game months down the way. I don't know. We'll see what happens when the game is further in development. Either way, WhyBeAre, like I said, I'll see you next time.